Okay. So I I always choose to learn like max V, what's going on with velocity. And the reason for that is you can draw a line into the V and make it a down arrow. And so wherever you have a max V, resonant frequency is going to go down. If you have if you have a perturbation at a max V, resonant frequency is going to go down. So max V, you draw the line, you make it a down arrow, and that's where resonant frequency is going to dip. And then just learn that max P and max V are total inverses of one another. So if for some reason they're showing you red, that's pressure. And if they're showing you green, it's velocity. So velocity is green. Pressure is red. There's always going to be a minimum velocity or max pressure at the closed end of the tube. And one way to think about that is the reason why it's max pressure, the reason this makes sense is that's vocal folds. So the vocal folds are going to open and the air is going to come out between the vocal folds. So you have like all this air pressure exploding through the vocal folds. So max P always at the closed end of the tube. At the open end of the tube, it's always a pressure equals zero. Max velocity, pressure equals zero. The reason for this is in the space around us, like this is atmospheric pressure, and your mouth opens into atmospheric pressure. So there's always pressure equals zero, which means there's a max velocity at the mouth. So you're always going to have this shape right here at the closed end of the tube at the vocal folds, and you're always going to have this shape at the open end of the tube. So the wave inside can change. Like, how do I stop writing on this? There we go. The wave inside can change. Like it could go to this and it can go to this, but it still has like that part of the wave, that little node is over at the closed end. And that little node is still over here at the closed end. And the max V is at the left side. If we go to this shape, the max V is at the left and the max V is at the left. So you can stack all the different waves inside as long as you have like node where the vocal folds are and max V at the mouth. Okay, then we do the perturbation and try to predict where
the resonant frequencies and stuff.
Yeah. So let's see. Any questions so far about anything?
No, I feel like in general, I understand that part.
Okay.
It's like when you say it and explain it, and when I read it, it's like, yeah, makes sense.
Of course. Yeah.
And then, then it just flies away again. And then I find it again. I don't know. But I'll get it.
Yeah. It is a difficult concept for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's our perturbation. Purple thing. And it's like mostly in the right place. Yeah, it's pretty good. So it's gonna, if it's closer to max V or right on max V, it's gonna decrease. If it's closer to the max P or V0, it's gonna increase. And so this one is a little bit closer to max V. So it's one of those like slight increases, but not a large increase. This one, what do you think is going to happen with that one, Lauren?
that one has more pressure. So it's like, I know that like condenses like the frequencies, but
That's okay.
yeah.
That's all right. Think about down arrow with max V. So if you have it here and it drops the resonant frequency, you have it right here, it drops the resonant frequency. It's the opposite
So it
in the
increases.
other. So it increases it. Yeah. And it's right on that. So it's like a large increase in resonant
Yeah.
frequency.
Okay.
And then on this one, that kind of like no change or a slight, maybe a slight decrease. It might be closer to max V a little bit, but it's really close to the middle between the two.
Mm.
Um, in the exam, which you might have noticed in the last exam also, the thing that decides which answer is correct is never like the one that's like you're eyeballing it and you're like, well, it could be a slight increase, it could be a slight decrease. Like it's never going to be that where these two are exactly the same and then you're going on this little slight thing.
Yeah.
So maybe slight decrease. This is large increase, and this is small or slight decrease here. So just look at, like, you're right about what you said. Like the pressure condenses the frequencies. That's all true. But if you just look for the max V and you know that that's going to shoot the resonant frequency down and the opposite is going to shoot it up, then you're just like, what's it closer to? And then it's going to go
Okay.
down or up.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I think I was trying to make it more complicated than maybe it is.
I I think you're probably right. I think most people do that because it looks so complicated. Like, how does it look this complicated? And then it's actually up or down. But
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cool. Thank you.
yeah. I'm going to say one more thing about that, which is let's say you take our standard 500, 1500, 2500, which is a schwa. I don't know if we talked about that yet where we are in class. This is the problem with having two classes.
No, I think we did.
We did talk about schwa.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like you're unstressed. And then you start putting a perturbation on it. And so this is resonant frequency 1, which is going to drop a little. So like 450. And then resonant frequency 2 is going to large increase. So let's say it's 2000. And then no change for resonant frequency 3. So this becomes the new formants. With a perturbation at that purple line.
Hmm.
So that's how like E, putting your tongue up and kind of forward for an E, makes a perturbation that then pushes F1 lower and F2 higher and doesn't do anything to 3.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll remember it this time.
Yeah, totally.
One
Hopefully it
step closer.
feels, yeah, exactly. Anybody else have questions about perturbation theory? No. Okay. Freezing. Yep. There it goes.
I'm just looking through everything, making sure I don't have any other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't mean to, I have one other question.
Yeah.
The skewing quotient. Um,
Yes.
like let's see. So if I'm remembering right, it's like symmetry. It's like measuring vocal cord symmetry, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. I'm gonna bring
And where do we see that on like the spectrogram or the graph? Maybe it's hidden in my notes.
you don't oh
Not
shoot,
really
that's the
there.
wrong one. Oh, it's module 5.
My kids may have taken my correct notebook. I think they
That's
did.
okay.
Dude, nothing is mine. Literally. If I tried to tell you what my day was like today, you wouldn't even believe me. Yeah, I don't have it.
Okay, that's okay. I have my slideshow somewhere on here. Maybe I have to find it in my in-person class Canvas page. Oh, I did have this up. I'm just an idiot. I see. Okay, we're good. For some reason, I didn't think it would be vowels and diphthongs. Lauren, I'm still not coming up with it. Is it module 4?
3, I think.
3. Oh, right. Because the exam's over 3 and 4, not 4 and
Yeah.
5. Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gosh, I hope it's not 5.
No, it's not.
No.
This is no. We're good. Brain not works.
It's okay.
There's laryngeal source. Okay. Yeah. Okay. QO, QX. There we go. We did it. Okay, so here's all the times that you need to know to figure out QO and QS, but that wasn't your question. Your question was, what is the difference between QO and QS? So QO is just like how much of the time is open
Yeah.
in
Okay.
general, like whether they're moving more, like moving further apart or starting to come back close together. That's just, well, it's the ratio of the TO to the total T. And TO is like the whole time vocal folds are open versus the whole T. And then QS, that's the one that's like how much of it is the ratio of one to the other, opening to closing. So it's
Okay.
the time moving
Yes.
further apart divided by the time closing, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
And you don't see it in the spectrogram exactly. If you zoom way in, you start to see it in the spectrogram. So what you
Okay.
see is this. Where's my picture about? No, it's sort of there, but I've got a better one. There we go. So here's your TO. This open quotient is like with a longer, well, let's say shorter open quotient, the harmonics are really shallow, like they don't drop off very much. And as the open quotient gets a lot larger, the harmonics drop off much faster.
Okay. Yeah.
This is going to sound more nasally. Actually, sorry. This has lower, this is more bass. This is going to sound less nasally. Can you hear that? I'm not sharing sound.
I can't, but I believe
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Here's the, I think I got it now. Here's the like shallow. And then here's with the like really steep TO. So hear how it's like way lower, more like a bass guitar kind of thing versus a um, regular guitar.
I couldn't really hear it. I
Oh
might
shoot.
it might just be like my window. Maybe I need to close
Okay.
my window. It just got really warm in the house. I
Yeah.
think we're all in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been bad.
That's what you'll see though if you look at the power spectrum. It'll be really shallow, shallow for lower TO, like less time open, and then more steep for more time open. And there's a similar story for the skewing quotient also. So more 50-50 is a steep drop off and 95% TO is a lot shallower.
Yeah. Okay. I understand that better now.
Cool. Great.
Yeah, just looking through the rest of my stuff, I feel like I see where either I misread the question or I got it wrong. So
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, I'm all good with my questions.
Okay. Michaela or Michaela? And then also, who's R. Gonzalez?
It's me. Hi.
Hey, did you have any questions?
No, so I was at work when I connected, and I've just been
Ah,
listening to everything that everyone's been asking, and it's basically the same questions that I had.
that's great. That's good.
Cool.
Is there anything we should know about these exams coming up?
Um, well, there's less there's fewer questions that you have to do hand calculations are. So I don't know. Some people are going to be happy about that, and some are not as happy about that. So, because that means there's more multiple choice questions. So, and then that trend continues for the third exam. There's like one question that's hand calculation, and the rest are all multiple choice. So, study more of the conceptual stuff as we go. And yeah, do the knowledge checks for sure. If you don't do them, you should definitely do them.
I had no idea what this class was going to be when I signed up or whatever. It's just like, just doing whatever. It's been so interesting. No
I
idea
am glad you
how
say that.
it'll like actually like, like how much I'll be doing this like on the day-to-day basis or whatever, but like, oh, it's like really neat. And I'm glad I have like these tools to like maybe someday I'll get to do something more fun with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
It scratches an itch I didn't know I had. It's super
that's fantastic.
yeah.
You weren't here last time, Lauren, so I'm going to show you some really cool. There's a tool that somebody built 2 years ago based on what we're learning in here that you can actually use like in the clinic. There it is. So this is, I don't think it's running yet. It's not. Oh, it doesn't like, it doesn't like Firefox. There we go. Okay, so this is a spectrogram that just runs, and what you want to do is say R and try to get your peak right on that line. And so it can help kids who have trouble with R say R.
Can they do that with other phonemes?
Right now it's just R. And I honestly don't know why they couldn't do it with other phonemes, because like all you'd have to do is, oh well, so you could actually theoretically it's just for R, but because you guys in this class know the phonemes, like the
Yeah.
frequency bands for the phonemes, you can move this little starfish thing around and try to get other phonemes to pop up. So if you're having trouble with what's one that people, well, I guess R is most common, but
That is
there's
so
W.
cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, right? It's like totally
Yeah.
rad.
It's like my youngest has pretty severe apraxia, and so he's just like constantly groping, and it's like it'd be interesting to see what his brain would do with like the visual cues.
Yes.
I don't know. That's interesting to think about.
The biofeedback, I mean, like there's a
Mhm.
lot of work showing that like when you have something that can show you how correct you are, it just like explodes. People make so much
Mhm.
progress. I'm gonna put this in the chat for you in case you wanna.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. That'd be fun. It's like, yeah, that's cool. I wonder if his therapist has ever seen it too. Maybe not. She's a little bit old school, but she loves learning new things and all of that. But
I mean, yeah, you might be able to teach her a thing that then she can use in her practice, which would be awesome.
so cool. Full circle.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's awesome. I hope that they develop that more, make it like easily accessible to like everyone and
They
like
need
turn
it
it
on an
into an
app.
app too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh man. It's like happy to be in a place where there's all of these different technologies. It's hard to find the ones that are actually helpful.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally. So much junk comes around, and then there's really good stuff in there, and you have to figure out which switch.
I know. And they like, and what's cool about that one, I know it's just like a little thing, but it's like, because you're not paying so much money for just an app, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So, but yeah, really like the class. Hope I pass it.
I bet you will. I bet you will.
You know,
I think
work for
everybody in the offsides will pass.
that would be awkward. It's like, sorry, Jake.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, if you ever, I don't know, if you ever like have those fun things like that, you should totally either put it in the chat or shoot an email. I get
Yeah.
so curious about stuff like that. So,
I will. I will. I'm working on a similar thing with Dr. Weinhold right now. Also with R, but it's
oh,
like frequencies way up in the 1100s, like way beyond what we talk about in class.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, hopefully we'll have an app or something in the next 2 years that can help kids out
Oh, that would be
or
really
adults.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like you said, like biofeedback is so cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm hoping that someday, I know it'll happen someday. Like my little guy's, he's almost 4, so he's like on the cusp of like being more self-aware, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's hard, like at this point, he just knows that he's different and he gets embarrassed, you know? I know,
Yeah.
I know, but he might like little games like that.
Yeah. I mean, they chose a good background too. Like it's fun. Beach stuff. It's
I
always attractive.
know. They gotta like add an extra splash when you get it though.
They should. That would be so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little reward.
See, this is what they should be like testing it with people, and then they can get that feedback.
I know. I know. I like have these plans eventually once I like, I mean, masters unfortunately is like pretty far in the future just because of life and stuff. I'll be an assistant, I think, probably for a while before I can like go down that route and whatever.
Yeah.
But like I have so many ideas for apps and things like that. And I have like the right people who could build it, but I don't know. Someday.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, we need more people. So like I think I say this in the classes that I teach, but I'm more on the research side. I'm not a clinician.
Mhm.
And then I have
Yeah.
to work with clinicians to figure out like what, like I can do the research on it, but they need to bring me the things that are like that they see out in the trenches. And so,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's super cool. I think that's why I like this class is it answers a lot of the why and not just the how. It's like the
Yes.
background. It's the prologue. It's the
Yeah.
prologue to speech therapy. I don't know.
Totally. Yeah. It like builds all the knowledge and then you can see like, oh, tongue's in the
Yeah.
wrong place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. How
Sorry.
does that work? So, like how you said, like you're more on the research side rather than like the clinician side.
Yeah.
So, how does that, yeah, how does that work? Like, I don't understand. So, like, how are you able to do your research based off of what they say, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of it is, I mean, I do a bunch of crazy stuff for research that has nothing to do with speech. So some of it is that, like I teach these classes, um, because it overlaps with a lot of other stuff that I do. And I work there with a bunch of people. And so they'll just like sometimes we'll talk in the hallway and they're like, I've been thinking about this R thing, and like I wanted to ask you what you think about like these higher frequency harmonics. Let me just look at it. And then we see that there might be a difference with people who say the R incorrectly and people who say it correctly. And then we recruit students to take a look at if any of them say R incorrectly. And then if we see a reliable pattern, we get together some money and start bringing in like kids who will say the R for us, and we can look at the higher frequencies and say, yeah, there's something going on at like formant 6 is like mistuned, and there's something going on with the tongue around that area that they're not bunching in the right place. And so once we know that they're not bunching in the right place, then you have to put that back into, so like that's me publishing the paper and I'm kind of out of it. And we turn that back over to people who are out with the kids teaching them to try to figure out how do you teach them to bunch the tongue in the correct place. And then that's another paper to teach everybody else how to do that. Hopefully that answered your question.
Yes, it did. I was just curious. I was like, wait, so if you're not the one who's doing like, like performing like the test, how are you getting this information in order to do your research?
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, like I did 7 years of training in just like research, like how to do research that's sound and like how to read science and stuff like this, and statistics. Part of that was just learning all the statistics. So I just have to like work with people who know how to do the testing for the clinical side, because that is another 3 years that I don't want to add on to.
Yeah, I think because I want to apply to grad school this fall for next fall. So I think that's something that I want to focus on, mainly because I work at a school right now, obviously. But just like they're, how do you say it? Because I see it a lot in like kids how like they just have like these processes that that should be deleted before a certain amount of like not a certain amount but at a certain age, and we're not seeing this at the school. And I noticed that a lot of kids now they like talk like they're a baby.
Yeah,
And my teacher and I were like, why are they talking like that? Like it doesn't make sense to me. And I was like trying to figure out because my son doesn't talk like a baby. I never talk to him in a baby voice because I'm like, no, like I don't want you to talk
right.
like that. So I don't know if it's like their parents who taught them to talk like that, or is it just their voice, or like what's going on. I think that's something like I want to like, do my research on.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and there's people who do like who get their PhD in communication disorders who kind of like put the two together.
Hmm.
Um, and you probably don't spend near as much time learning about all the different ways to do statistics, which seems kind of like overkill when I think about it sometimes. But it's definitely an option. And we need people to do that too. Like practicing and being a clinician is really important, but there's always there's always new stuff, right? There's always new problems that come up or new techniques to get past some of those problems.
Yeah,
But you
that's
should do that. You
yeah.
should jump into research when you're doing the masters.
Yes, hopefully. We'll see how that goes.
If you're doing it in person, just stop by. like some of the research labs and see if you can
I
help
do.
out.
I actually do, because I'm located here in Arizona. I'm like 10 minutes away, but
Awesome.
I I haven't had the courage to go. I'm like super like shy, and I'm just like, but I do need to get out there. Like I need to, like network and stuff and see.
We're doing I don't know if Dr. Boss has sent this out yet, but pretty soon we're doing the grad student, or not grad student, the online student meet and greet. And you should totally go to that if it's at a time that you can. And the other thing is like, if you want to come down and like just look around, Dr. Boss and I run a research lab together. If you want to
Oh,
do a tour of the research lab, just like email me and like we'll
oh
show you around.
yes. I would love that, actually.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, definitely will reach out.
Okay.
We could schedule something.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. We have
Yes.
not had an online student come check out the lab yet, so that would be very
They're
cool.
like, why aren't you in person?
Ah, there's all sorts of reasons. It's all right.
Yes. I know my first semester, I was like, I can't do this. I don't think I could do online. I need to go in person, but I found the balance.
Yeah, it's a good, I mean, it's a, you have a, you have kids, right, Michaela?
I have, yes, a son, just one,
Yeah, just
not
one.
kids. I have kids at school. There are like
Yeah.
20 of them, but yeah, no.
Well, I mean, like a job and a kid, and like it's really difficult to just take out the whole middle of your day to go to
I
class.
know
So
all of your guys' classes are during the day too. You guys have no
no
evening
night
classes.
classes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's because people like me were asked if we want to do evening classes, and we were like, no, I would not like to do that.
Totally understandable.
But I'm glad that the online works for you. Like it's not ideal. I think to some extent in person
Yes.
is better, but
So that's why I want to apply to ASU's grad program just
yeah.
because it is in person, and like I get to meet my cohort and stuff and make those connections. But I was just like, if I don't get in, then I think I'm gonna have to go with GCU's online program. And I'm like, no, it's longer, and
Yeah.
I feel like grad school, like you like need to like be in person, the hands-on experience and whatnot.
I totally agree with you. I could not agree more. Like, I think undergrad is cool online and like for the most part, you can do it. There's a couple classes that might be weird online. Like phonetics, I think would be better in person, but
Yes, I
right?
I agree. That was like my first class, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this
What?
is difficult. Like
Yeah.
even with like the lectures and everything, I'm just like, yeah, no, like I think that's what made me think like question myself, like is online, for me, because this is insane, and it's 16 weeks, the full amount, but still I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
It's so much to grasp. Yeah.
There was okay, so like a year before they moved it to a year before you took it probably, it was a 7 week class. And
What?
yeah, they were just like those students were like, you're killing us, man.
No. I felt like I was dying in the
I
16
know,
weeks.
I know.
No. I honestly feel like they should split the class, like part one and part two, because yeah, it's
Yes.
a lot of information that
It's
is
a whole new
thrown at you.
language.
Yes.
I could not, every instructor that teaches it agrees with you also. It's too much.
Yeah, I had Bruce. So she's
She's
pretty,
great.
yeah, she is really good. Yes.
We're working together on a research thing also.
Oh yeah?
Well, maybe you participated in. Did you have to do tests about like musical uh knowledge?
No.
Okay. Okay. Might have been right before, but we're looking at like does musical knowledge set you up better for learning phonetics? Because it's a crazy learning curve, right? Like it's a ton. And some people get the stress patterns and how to count syllables, and some people never get like how to figure out the syllables. And so we're wondering if like, does a music education help you with language or not? Are they two totally separate things?
Hmm, that's interesting, actually.
I know. Yeah, it's fun being around the department, man. So you should totally hopefully you get in.
Yes, hopefully.
That'd be cool. Wish I was closer. You can just put me up on an iPad and wheel me around. Like, look, Lauren,
Here it
here's
is.
all the things you
Yeah.
can't touch.
Yeah.
All the things you can't see.
Where are you located, Lauren, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in northern Colorado.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh,
you're not
Yeah.
too far.
Yeah,
right.
I know. It's not horrible, but yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm gonna try to do for grad school. It's like there's two colleges or two universities in Colorado that do it. And there's like one online, but they only do it once every 3 years.
Oh my,
Oh,
The cohort is, yeah.
that's
And
insane.
and to apply for that one, you have to be working full time as an SLPA at the same time.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do because my kids are still young enough where it's like I can't just go. And like the in-person option, I have to be at the campus from like 8 to 6, Monday through
whoa.
Friday, and the campus is like an hour drive away from me. So it's like, and it's also in a really shitty town, to be honest. I'm like, I'm not moving to this stupid town just for grad school. And my husband has his own thing. It's just a whole thing. I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do yet, but we'll see.
There used to be, and I don't know if this still exists, but it might. Um, at the school just north of us in Flagstaff, which is called NAU, Northern Arizona University, there used to be a program where it was online for the two normal semesters, like spring and fall. And then
Mhm.
you'd go for 2 months in the summer to just do like some in-person courses, and then you'd go back. You have to
Oh,
come out.
interesting.
It is still like that.
Is it really?
Yes, I have been doing my research because yeah, I was just trying to weigh out my options just to see, like what school best fit, my lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah.
And yes, they do still do that, but I'm just like, I live in Phoenix. I can't make that drive over there. Like that's
Yeah.
insane. And I have, like my house here. What am I gonna do? Just sell my house? Or, like
Yeah.
it's my whole life is over here. And even with what is it, U of A. But I feel what is your take? I don't know if you're familiar with their grad program. They I my SLP at my school, she said that they're more medical based.
Yeah.
Um
100%.
yeah, so but I supposedly they're top 9 in the country for their program,
I
if I'm not
mean,
mistaken.
I don't think you are. I think you're probably right about that. They're not a bad program. So what I'm going to say does not mean they're a bad program. What I'm going to say is the rankings are bad rankings. So like the way that you get your ranking uh, is they just send all of us an email and they're like, hey, will you rank all these programs? Like, and it's
Oh,
basically
wow.
just like, have you heard of it? And if you've heard of it, you probably rank it higher. And it's not a great, like, what do I know about Villanova and like all these other ones? And they're like, how do you think they are? And I'm like, oh, or Vanderbilt. I mean, and I'm like, yeah, Vanderbilt's great because everybody says Vanderbilt's great. So I guess I'm gonna mark it as number one. And they're like, this guy's an expert because he also is a professor in this area. And I'm like, but yeah, but I'm not an expert at their program. I don't know what they do. I've never been there. So anyway, point is, if you go to a program that is accredited, you're fine. Any program that has accreditation, it's kind of like to some extent, like what you put in, you're going to get out. And so like maybe there's some bad professors at some programs, but there's great professors at programs that are kind of junky too. Like that's just the way it is. And so like you're going to get the license that says you can practice, and you're going to get textbooks and stuff, and you can ask all the questions you want in those classes, and you can be a great student from a so-so program. You can be a bad student from a fantastic program. And you're still going to get a license and practice. So don't focus too much on the rankings. Like anybody in the top 50, you can have a great time. So like,
All I'm hearing is Jake is messing up the algorithms for all of the
I
I
know.
grad programs.
Thanks a
Ranking.
lot.
busting it down. I know Vanderbilt's going to send like a hitman after me. We're number one for a reason.
That's funny.
Was that a glass of wine I saw?
I wish.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh.
pink glass of wine because I'm on a diet.
Damn, I caught that real fast. I'm like, oh, look at her.
No, oh, I know. And it was like massive. I was drinking this. I'm like, they're going to think I'm like a lush, just chugging this wine
No.
at the whatever. But no, it was sparkling water, and I made a medicinal elderberry syrup because my kids are petri dishes. And so I
Yeah.
just do what I can, man. Just trying to survive.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it's delicious. Super not wine though. I wish.
Yeah.
What do you think of programs that like are in the process of accreditation? Because like I found one in California where they're like on the path to it, and it's really affordable. And it's
That's
online,
why.
but you go out. I think it's just for like 2 weeks instead of 2 months to like do in-person stuff. But it was like, I don't know.
That seems a little suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be totally above board, but like, when are they going to get their accreditation? Is it going to retroactively apply to your degree?
Yeah.
These are all questions to ask them.
I know.
I don't know.
What is your
Yeah.
take on ASU's grad program, though?
Mine?
Yes. Like
Uh,
professors and like, I don't know, the atmosphere, I guess.
well, I think, okay, so we have fantastic professors, and the program in the past has been more focused on pediatric stuff, sort of to differentiate us from U of A. They're so medical and like, adults, but not older adults, just like people who have had like issues. And so they're super medical, and we have had traditionally like a pediatric focus. We're getting a lot more. All of our new hires have been not pediatric though. So we've got a good amount of people that are medical also, which is like, you could have these medical problems with pediatric patients too. So it's not bad to have a good, well-rounded education. But we've got people that research stroke and TBI and the aphasias. She publishes a ton of papers. We've also got people that are looking at autism and other disorders like that. And I think that Dr. Braden is her name. She's like maxed out on grants. She can't get any more grants this cycle because she's got like $3 million of grants coming in. So it's like,
Dang.
that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. We got a voice disorder person. We've got a dysphagia person, which is awesome because that is like in demand, swallowing disorders. So it's good.
You know what's
It's not a bad
crazy?
place.
Is that my client right now, she, I think, is developing dysphagia because she's been choking on her food lately.
Oh no, I would
And I'm
say
getting, and
take her to
so,
the hospital
what happened?
immediately.
Oh,
I'm
girl,
so
you
sorry.
already know
Yes,
I did.
because my son's dad, his dad had dysphagia as well, and it like within like a year it got so bad, and he spent like 2 years in the hospital, and he passed away last year.
Oh my God.
But yes, like I feel like it needs to be treat it early on rather than, you know,
Yes.
Yeah,
waiting.
because you know what? It's because my client, she has dementia, and you know
Oh,
that's one of the causes. And
yeah.
so, you know, she it is crazy because she had pneumonia like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, huh, how the hell did she get pneumonia? And so I'm like, I don't want to be dramatic or anything. So I'm like, look, maybe it's all in my head. But then like lately, like of last week, she was choking little by little.
Oh
I'm like, oh
no.
hell no. She is
Was she
probably
like
developing.
aspirating?
Aspiration pneumonia. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
That's what I was thinking too. But you know what? I don't have the credentials to be saying, oh yeah, your mom got the dysphagia. So I'm just going based on like what I've learned. And so like the good news is that hopefully next week she is getting a speech therapist, because I told them, I'm like, I'm not sure. I told her doctor, I'm like, you guys need to bring someone because she cannot be catching pneumonia again, and she cannot be choking on her food. So I'm glad you mentioned this dysphagia, because she is on the verge. Wait,
Yeah, that's terrible, but I am glad that it like came at the right time. That's good.
I want to do all of it. I want to do medical and pediatric and private and schools just at the same time. It's all of it
You
forever.
make more money if you don't do schools. But
Yeah, yeah, I know. I am so thankful that the district I'm in, they do pay decently
that's
for,
good.
I know, but I know it's so regional.
It's yeah,
And that's
yeah.
so dumb. But
But then at the same time, it's like you're giving back to the like it's a good thing to do to be working in the school districts,
yeah, but I can see
but
how
it doesn't
high
pay as
burnout
much.
for sure, especially
Yeah.
if they're piling it all on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have to go feed the kids, so I have to go. But
Okay.
great talking to you
Yes.
and
Good luck
meeting
on your exam.
Michaela and Michaela.
wait, which one?
Michaela with the
Both.
K, Michaela with the
Michaela,
C.
You
the
know,
Michaelas.
Evie, you know, if you like, you guys could call me like Mickey Mouse, because every time I hear Michaela, I'm like, oh my God, they're calling my name. But then I'm like, oh, there's Michaela with the K.
That's funny because when I was little, they would call me Mickey too, or they'll call me Shuggy.
I just go, I claim Mickey, and don't call you
Okay.
Michaela.
All right.
No, I'm
Well,
just joking.
Funny.
okay. See you, Mickey. See you, Michaela. Bye,
See ya,
Dr. Pat.
Lauren.
See you
Bye.
later.
Professor, actually, I have a quick question. I know
Yeah.
we've been talking, but um, so you have a language science class. Is that the same as psycholinguistics?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so back in Santa Cruz, I took psycholinguistics. Do I need to take language science again?
That 100% depends on